Canon just announced the RF 10 to 20mm f4 image stabilized STM wide-angle zoom. That's right, I did say STM and not USM. More on that later, but what's remarkable about this lens is that it's designed for full-frame cameras like the Canon EOS R5, the R6, the R3, providing ultra-wide corrected rectilinear coverage. But first, subscribe to this channel for a chance to win a Canon EOS R5. I'll be giving one away to one lucky subscriber once this channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. Anyone above the age of 18 with a valid mailing address is eligible. Additional terms and conditions are linked in the description down below. If you've been waiting for a lens that can produce vivid, ultra-wide landscapes that's ideal for travel photography or videography without any distortion, without any of that fisheye effect, then consider the RF 10 to 20mm f4 as part of your kit. The RF 10 to 20mm f4, it's small, it's lightweight, weighing just 570 grams. And the minimum focusing distance? Well, it's 10 inches or around 30 centimeters. But it's really strong at providing optical and digital corrections. It has internal image stabilization with up to 5 stops, and that's with the lens itself. And when combined with the Canon EOS R5, it produces 6 stops of stabilization with peripheral correction image stabilization. So why on earth is Canon using an STM motor in an L series lens instead of a USM lens? And that's a very good question. The reason why Canon chose to go with an STM motor is because it's small. It can make this lens compact, and it's considerably lighter and more compact, or it just weighs less than the EF version. Well, the EF version of the 11 to 24mm, the L series. And I need to slow down a little bit. It's past midnight here. I am excited by this lens. I might end up pre-ordering this myself. The only thing that kind of puts me off it a little bit is the wobble that I get with the R5. And yes, I know there's ways around that, but the more I look at this lens, the more I look at the reviews, the more I look at the promo, the promotional information, the marketing information that's come out on this lens, it's got my attention. It's $22.99. You can pre-order it today from Adorama and B&H using these links down below. And I want to say a big thanks to the Camera Insider, because they came out with this saying, I think it was about 10 or 12 hours ago, saying that Canon is going to be announcing the 10 to 24mm f4 later tonight. They said around midnight, and they said it was going to cost around $2,300, and they were only off by a penny, and they got the time exactly right. As soon as it clicked over to midnight, Adorama and B&H had a splash page celebrating this lens and trying to coax you into purchasing it. So if it wasn't for the Camera Insider putting this out and me watching it evolve, I wouldn't be producing this video right now, so you could be watching this video right now. I thought of doing a video earlier on, but when the Camera Insider originally put out this information about the RF 10 to 20mm f4, there wasn't enough information to really fill a video. Yes, we had an announcement coming tonight. Yes, we had information about the lens that's going to be image stabilized in STM, but I couldn't answer any of the why. I couldn't answer any of the results. There wasn't much of a story, so I waited for the announcement, and then I took about 5 minutes at looking at the information and thought, you know what? There's enough here to put out a video. This does look like a very exciting lens. Minimum focusing distance of just under a foot, under 30 centimeters, somewhere around 26 centimeters. It looks pretty impressive, and the corrections that this lens provides, both in software and hardware, is pretty impressive. The image stabilization is impressive. I might just have to go ahead and purchase this lens, but you see, I've got budget saved up for the R5 Mark II and the R1, and this is around 3,000 Canadian, 2,200, 2,300 US. Should I get it? You know, if you're interested in purchasing the Canon EOS R5, if you're interested in purchasing, and if you're interested in purchasing the Canon EOS R5, but especially this lens, if you want to pre-order it, then please go ahead and use my pre-order links down below. If I get 5 pre-orders on it, for either B&H or Adorama, I promise you I will commit to purchasing this lens, and I should know within a few days if there's any pre-orders for this. So I know. What I like about what Canon's doing with the RF mount is they're innovating. They're not just taking something that was on the EF mount and saying, okay, well, let's change this. Instead of being 10 to 18 millimeters, let's go 10 to 20 instead of 11 to 24, and let's let's do something else to it here. Let's improve the optics. Let's improve the stabilization. Let's reduce distortion. Let's create a very fast, very quiet, and that's a great thing for video. It's very quiet. So I'm really impressed with this lens, but it's late here. I want to get back to bed. I don't care if this is a short video. There's lots of reviews that you can watch right now. You can go ahead and pre-order it at Adorama at B&H or Amazon.com. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest camera gear news and rumors, like I said, we're supposed to be getting 8 to 12 lenses coming out over the next 4 to 6 months. And this is the first one. I was expecting the lenses to be announced a little bit later in the month, but who knows what else we'll be getting. We're supposed to be getting a 200 to 800 millimeter L series lens as well. I'll be curious to know what that one's priced at and when that one's going to be coming. According to Sony Alpha rumors, it's going to be announced on November the 2nd. We don't have a time right now. It could be November the 3rd. So I'll keep an eye on that. So go ahead and subscribe and choose all notifications so I can keep you up to date on all the latest camera gear news and rumors. And for all those minor stories, all those stories not quite big enough to, well, put out a video, such as this one here, then go ahead and follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter. And if you are already following me on Twitter, you'll notice I put out about three tweets today about the 10 to 20 millimeter, putting out first the information from the Camera Insider, then leaked photos, and then the full information and the pre-order links for this lens. So yeah, you definitely want to follow me on X. Even if you don't like X or Twitter, when it comes to pricing information, all those stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate video, it's a great way to stay up to date on stuff like this. So that way, because after all, a video, it takes some time to put out. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. And again, one other thing too is if you're interested in purchasing anything I've talked about in this video, again, use my pre-order links down below because I get anywhere from 2 to 12% back. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you again soon.